Hi, it's John here from Speedy Brick, and a few days ago I built the BMW hybrid or M hybrid V8, and I quite enjoyed the build, and I thought I'd do a bit of a comparison to the Porsche, but when I was really kind of looking at the BMW, I thought there's quite a lot of improvement required. So let's have a look at firstly the sizes, and then we'll look at where some improvements should be made. So the first thing I wanted to have a look at actually was the sizes. So having a look at the real car, we can see the total length is 4,991 millimeters. And comparing that to the little Lego car, we've got 185 millimeters, and that's actually 26.98 scale. So it's pretty much 27th scale, which most of the Speed Champions are. And the width we've got on the real car, it is just under 2 meters, so 1.994. On the Lego model, it's 75, and that is 26.59. So that's also pretty good. And height-wise, it's 1,200 millimeters, so 1.2 meters high, or 45 millimeters for the Lego model, and that's 27.27. So that's also very close to 27 scale. So ideally, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, but there's quite a few things that I think are a bit odd. The first thing is this little bit in the center here where this air intake should be way back here. And this little skateboard, while it's quite a cool little thing, is kind of not necessary. The other thing that I noticed here is while the front wheel is quite good, in the position, it kind of looks odd having these slicks on it compared to some of the previous Speed Champions, and compared to the Porsche, which was perhaps a little bit better fit with the previous wheels. And then we're looking at the back wheel. It's a long way forward. I've been looking at how I can fix that, but it's probably going to be kind of too hard to do. But air intake, I think we can fix that by moving that back, and unfortunately, even with all these stickers here, there's still quite a bit of detail missing. And if we look to the front of the car, like I said, the width and the height are pretty okay, but we don't have any airflow through the sides of the cabin here, and this is too high, and there's no lights, which is kind of strange. So I've been looking at how can I fix these two areas. So I've been kind of looking at that, and then when I look at the back end, it's just too much weight in the back here. And I'm not sure why they've added all this color and all these blocks and stuff. It just kind of doesn't make any sense to me. So it's restricting airflow in the first place, and kind of not necessary. And then when we look at the wing itself, it's way too bulky and too low down. And I'm looking at just removing some of this. And then maybe taking the stickers off the sides and reusing on the side here. So I showed you the problems that I saw with the car, and I can show you what solutions I've come up with. So the first off, we can look at the lights. So I've added in here a 1x1 trans-clear little light. It's not perfect for sure. I've changed out the wheels. I've taken the slicks off to using these thinner Speed Champions wheels, which I think are perhaps a better fit for this model.
And then to try and create some air flow around the cabin, I've changed out all this stuff. So I've taken off these L-shaped tiles and with the stickers on them, taken those off, and I've replaced them by one tiles, and then this 2x1, this new elongated slope, and they were formerly in the back of the car. So I've just reused those here, blue one and white one. Unfortunately, I didn't have this little bracket in white, so I'm just temporarily using that. There was a 1x2 bracket there, and then there was these handle pieces. So they were there formerly, so I've taken those out, and I'm just using a 1x1 bracket there on both sides. Unfortunately, I don't have the right color. So I've managed to change the air intake, moving that back. It's still not perfect, but it's a better position. But that forced me into increasing the width here, because I wanted to lower the connection point of the side pieces, and the only way to do that was to connect on the center of the piece rather than one or other of the ends of the piece. So that's enabled me to also clear out some of the weight in here. So I've recovered these two pieces, these new pieces. So I've recovered those and just put a normal slope in there, a 2x2 slope. And I've also taken out this 2x4 plate and replaced it with a blue and a white 2x2. So that's kind of given me better airflow through the car. And I've also not used these. I've taken those out. They were kind of to be an exhaust or something. So I might change that later, but so far I'm happy not having those there. And then the other thing I've done here is I've taken all the weight out here. So these little double cheese slope pieces were in there, and those pieces from the front were in there as well. So I removed all those. So we've got this air flow through the car, and it washes out the back and removes quite a bit of the weight here, which is more realistic to the car itself. And then on this wing, I've removed the 2x8 plate. So we're just using a tile. Unfortunately, I don't have another 1x8 tile for there yet, so I'll have to find one of those. And here I've changed the side plate or tile from a 1x3 to a 1x4, and then what I can do is actually remove the sticker from here and put it back on there. It'll cover two pieces, but I don't care as long as it looks right. So I'll kind of try and do that, and then I'll do the white one on the other side. Kind of that's the main fixes, or what I can see as being the main fixes. So let me know, what do you think? Did I do a good job? Are there other improvements that you guys can think of? And let me know.